Dozens of people lost their homes and everything they own in this fire on New Year's Day. All 36 units in this Plumwood Terrace condo building in Urbandale were destroyed by fire and water. The cause this morning is still undetermined. What a way to start the new year for those families.
I know, and financial advisor Kurt Pearson is here. Kurt, this fire is a major disruption in people's lives. Can you really ever prepare for something like this?
Well, there are some financial steps that you can take. That's why we, preach often about the emergency fund, the cash reserves, and not saving everything that you're saving into your 401k and those types of plans. Obviously, evaluating and analyzing your insurance coverages, making sure you have the proper deductibles and those kinds of steps. But to answer your question, no, nothing can ever prepare you for this kind of a devastating loss. But whenever there's an emotional loss like this, it's very important to eventually go back to the numbers and begin looking at, okay, how will this impact my net worth? Many times during these kinds of losses, people really need to rely on their professionals. Their property casualty insurance agent should be a very solid professional during this time to help them through. Obviously, they'll be dealing with a claims adjuster.
Right.
Those kinds of professionals can sometimes bring an unemotional perspective to the situation, which is very important, because you don't want those emotions to get caught up in making financial decisions. That can be that can add another layer of trouble.
And thankfully, we don't have to deal with them very often, thankfully. But this is only one possible catastrophe out there. There could be illness. What should you do if you experience something like this?
Well, when you experience it, the first thing is, of course, to process it emotionally. And part of that, interestingly enough, can be digging into the numbers. We call ourselves jokingly number whisperers, as financial advisors. But many times that can provide a perspective where you do look at, say, okay, bottom line, how will this impact my cash on hand? How will this impact my net worth long term? How am I going to recover, begin regrouping from this? Because no matter what loss we encounter, eventually hope comes back. That's the good news. And so when that hope begins returning to our spirit and to our lives, what's the next step for us to bounce back?
Need a deep breath.
Yes,
exactly.
Thank
you very much, Kurt. Good advice, Kurt, as always. And you can ask Kurt your financial questions by calling him at Compass Financial Group 327-1020 out in West Des Moines, or you can go to their website, compassiowa.com. Thanks, Kurt.